Welcome back, everyone. For today's adventure, if you remember from the last video, at the end I put a sneak peek of pouring the driveway and the sidewalk, and I've already made this I already made this beginning narration, so the job is already done. That's why I'm facing this way. But there was a beautiful sunrise because I was out here just a little bit after 6 waiting for the contractor to come and the concrete trucks. We had an early pour, and for some reason the footage was corrupted. I don't know, these GoPros. So I'm making this, I've got to make this, but I'm going to put in the clip that shows, because I can't pre-show you like I did. I showed what it looked like before we started, and I can't do that. So I'll show the sneak preview. That one doesn't have stone in it yet, but at least you can get an idea of what we're doing. And the stairs changed a little bit, and there is no palmetto stamp. We decided against that because it was too small. So we decided against that. So I guess you could tell from the title, Victory Style. I'll let you guys decide at the end whether you think that it is up to Ryan's standards. That's why I put that in there. Thought that would gain some attention, but you'll see. I tried to get him to come actually to do this, but anyway, and I'm going to put a little bonus at the end because I'm going to show what I've done a little bit since I made the ending to this, and since I couldn't put the video up when I went and saw that there was no beginning narration, then it gave me time to put a few clips so you can see what it looks like now. It's still not finished totally. I mean, the sidewalk and all that are done, but I still need to do some stonework, and you shall see that. So here goes the clip. This is the clip from the last video, and then it will continue. And don't forget to watch the bonus at the end so you can see. And I'm going to give a little sneak peek as to what's upcoming and what we're doing. So this all got stripped out. This is going to be a big driveway parking area. There's going to be a palmetto tree. If you look at the South Carolina symbol, it's going to be right in smack dab in the middle of that door, in the middle of that vent. I'll try to put up a picture of what it's going to be. This is still going to be filled in with stone. My drain pipe, the rain actually pushed it up out of the ground. We got like 6 inches of rain the other day, so I have to dig that up and get that back down. But this is the front stairs, so we've got this is going to be stamped concrete border with a broomed center. So we'll have it's 7 feet there, comes down 1 step down here, 1 step down. So the bottom of that 2x4 will be the top of the driveway over here, and it pitches that way to let the water go towards the ditch. So that's upcoming. Just wanted to let you know. All right, here we go. Only 14 minutes late, but better late than never. trucks down. So it's 20 yards. We got 40 plus one more truck at the end, whatever we need. Truck number 3. Truck number 4 is pulling in. This is the last of the 3rd truck, so we are gonna need probably 4 more yards to clean it up at the end, but we'll wait till the last truck gets gone. Last truck that's coming, we'll have to get, like I said, we've got to get probably 2 or 3 yards, but we'll see where it lands. No pun intended. Time to mark the joints. He's just cutting them. Cutting the rest of the hand joints and then hand troweling, and then it's going to get a broom finish.
Espera primero, ¿no? Para que le sirva el licón, ahí se venga barriendo. Para que se venga barriendo de una vez. Espérame, pues. Ven, algo de aquí.
And the cleanup truck has arrived after an hour and 15 minutes. So it's almost dry. And we got a goose landing coming in. See, again, like I showed in the video the other day, if you wiggle it back and forth, you wouldn't have all those voids. One of the things that drives me crazy, now I'm no professional concrete man, no, technically I've spread my share of yards over the years, but one of the things that drives me crazy, and I even see some of the best people, and I won't mention names, but he's a big YouTube star, and they all drag it forward like this. Now if you look over here, when you drag it like that, all you're doing is pulling it up, and it makes rough and leaves voids. So if you shimmy it back and forth like this, as you can see, all it's doing is screeding off the top, and it's not pulling it all out of the way. And look at that finish. I mean, it looks like you ran a bull float over it. So just my 2 cents. That's the way I do it. You don't have to.
Saludos para la raza.
All right, so here's the next morning. So it's drying, started stripping the forms. I moved that big blob of concrete out of the way. That was all we had left over. It was 42 yards for this. They're just finishing up the face of the steps for the sidewalk. So it's 4 steps altogether. And I got concrete coming at 10.
Déjalo un poquito, sea.
Cutting the last one, and he cut the bevel on it so that it doesn't get stuck to the concrete. And they can finish the back side of you can finish the back side. That's one of the things that the original people did not do when they did those steps. Very important. Once you get through there, see the bevel? This way it stops the concrete at the back, but it allows you to finish the 1.5 inch part of the board. Alright, pretty much all formed up, ready to go.
Space enjoy right here.
Yeah. So pour all the faces of the steps just so you don't get the pressure. Let it set up a little bit so you don't have that board wanting to push out.
No lo bajo, nomás le vamos, haz de cuenta que nomás le vamos a hacer puro piquito aquí arriba. Ahí lo vamos a poner.
Spraying it down so the rocks don't absorb all the water and it dries too fast. We got 1% retarder in it. We had 2% yesterday, but it's overcast, no sun today, so I cut it down to 1.
mételo.
You should try. You should use my method. You won't have those holes.
Yeah.
You won't have those holes. I'm telling you. I always get nervous right about now, even though I ordered an extra yard. I get that butterfly feeling that I'm, oh, I did the bottom step already, never mind, we're good. So there we go. One step, two step, up. Third step. This is going to be stamped. That's the border. It'll be stamped like that up there, but I'll show you. David would like this too. He was always fascinated with Chernobyl. He always wanted to go there. And if you've ever looked at it, any of the videos or whatever, when the reactor melted through the core, and the core melted through everything, it made what's called an elephant's foot down in the catacombs way down in the bottom. And it's so radioactive, like, that even the cameras don't last very long. It must have killed a bunch of people too. I can't remember exactly, but this is the concrete that was left over. It was over there. I moved it with the Yanmar, but it reminded me of being the elephant's foot, and just thought that was fitting. Little hand troweling by Miguel. Nice job. He always does a nice job, right?
Right.
Needs to get a raise.
Tráigase la pistolita por acá, ahorita la vamos para que quede. ¿Este ladro? Ya va a estar bueno. A ver. Todavía tiene lo de hielo, marra. No, tengo lo de hielo. Too many joints right here.
No. When you do one this way and one the other way, see this?
Okay.
This
We turn it around.
turn every other one so that it's not the same. This
Okay.
isn't on every one.
Okay.
I think. Try that.
Maybe.
See this?
Yeah.
So have it do one side, the other side.
Okay. I'll turn it around right now.
Yeah.
It's good, no?
Yeah.
Good.
All right, so here's the next day after they're done. They stripped all the forms, and this is the last 2 yards that we got, which dried very quickly. It's funny how that one dried so fast, but I guess the sun was able to dry out what was underneath it a little bit. These are still ready to go, and they left me with a mess over here, which is something that, if you look at these spots, those are never going to come over. I had to stop them and tell them. One of the guys was splashing water all over the place, and I think it's done over here as well. But I brought the leaf blower over. I'm going to blow it off, and I'm going to wash it and wet it. I've got to do this anyway. So here's the stairs. I don't know if we're going to love that color or not. Again, pay paid a pretty penny for this, and you know, I've got to clean off the the release. I've got to clean up this. I mean, you know, it's why I say I just rather take longer and do it myself. They left cans around at the end of the day, whatever, but we're probably going to change the color on this, so I'm not going to seal it right now. But it looks good. But again, I told him, I said, why didn't you make the joint go up the face of that step, so from down below it looks like the same. Luckily I caught him. I think it's on camera. I caught them on this corner because he just made two. He made that line go and that line go, and I wanted it to look, that's supposed to look like wood to match what's on the porch. So I mean, it's almost purple. It's supposed to be gray, but it's almost purple. But I'll probably stain it. I don't know. We'll probably stain it. Probably should have just left it alone and not done it at all. Meaning not with no color. Just put liquid release on it so it was clear. But anyway, this part looks nice. I mean, they did a good job. Did a good job on the finish of that anyway. So I've got to just clean it up. Like I said, I've got to do a little bit of work over here because I'll have to put a wall. I think I'm actually going to put a stepped wall on this side, and put some lights in it, and then I'll have to do something over here because this water, you know, when it just from the groundwater, the way it's going to run down, and it'll look like this every time it rains. So right now I'm gonna shovel this back, and I'm gonna put stone on this for now until I decide what we're gonna do. Like I said, I don't have time to build the wall now. I need to get back working on the house. I've got the plumbing is done on the east wing. I just have to finish the plumbing on the west wing here, and then I can get this little bit of siding finished, and then finish up the electrical. So to answer the question, of what I put in, you know, with the title, I just thought of it afterwards. I said I would, you know, is this victory style? So no, this is not even close to victory style. I actually reached out to him by email back probably in the fall, last fall, because I know he likes to, you know, do stuff in the winter, but with that new shop that he was building, he was way too busy. So because I was going to put them up and have them here, and it would have come out much better, with much less aggravation. But anyway, so I just put that up as a teaser, and it's true. I mean, victory style, if you look at this joint, it's pretty good. And if you look at this joint, it's pretty good. And then if you look at this joint, it's not. It's crooked. The finish on the edges, if you look here, you know, they didn't, there where they made the intersection, you know, and he paid these kids, I say, they came from North Carolina, like 3 hours away. They only worked for a half a day. He paid them a lot of money for a half day's worth of work, and they didn't do anything. They didn't want to do anything, you know, even cleaning out those joints. I'm going to get the grinder out and I'm going to fix that. And a little bit more of victory, you know, I asked him to do the crisscross applesauce, which means this one is broomed in this direction, that one's broomed in that direction. But by the time they got around to it, it was pretty set up, and from what I can see, there's not much broom action going on in it, which is not the end of the world, just because it would get worn out. And my only other complaint, or, you know, complaint, whatever, is I asked him to put the joints on the center, and then whatever that distance was, to have it be the same distance here, so this would almost act like a little sidewalk coming down. But he made it even. He made everything even, which, you know, again, I wasn't standing there every single time, so he already had these cut in and I wasn't gonna, there was no way that that was gonna be changed. So again, it's not the end of the world. It's you know, it is what it is. It's just all these little things that add up to, you know, Ryan from Victory would have never done that, but what are you gonna do? So as usual, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one, and I don't know what the next one will be yet, but we'll figure it out together. All right, put a little bonus section in here just because I thought of something afterwards. What I didn't mention is whenever you have new concrete, it's always a good idea for the next couple days to wet it down, because this way it dries a little bit slower, and it's almost like hardening steel. So I already did this one here, and it's already dried, so you can see that's after cleaning up the powder. I blew it off with a leaf blower first, and then hosed it carefully outwards and down. But one of the things you'll notice, let me find one because I did a bunch of them already, but where the joints come together, when they cross one way and cross the other way, they make little blockages, like at the end right there. So if you can see, there's water in there. So let me go get the I started over here, but as you can see there's water staying, and this is pitched well. This is, I think, 6 inches low down that end from that end. But if you take a grinder, this is a 4.5 inch. I got a diamond blade on that. Well, let me do it left-handed so I don't block the sun. Not as easy to turn it on when you're see that water running out? There's a piece in there that's slowing it down. There's a couple of them. So see that water run out now? So I'm going to fix that a little bit better, but I need to use the other hand, but I'll show you in a couple other ones after. Let's see, this one's still, see, that one's still blocked up. And I'm gonna fix that little nub and all that too. And this edge right here, like, I don't like that. Come on. See that? And again, that's left-handed, so I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I'll do it right-handed. But you see that water's draining out. Just little stuff like that should be done. They should do, but I've come to learn after, I don't know, what is this, my 3rd or 4th or 6th concrete company, that they're all the same pretty much, and all they want to do is take your money and not really give you a job worth what you're paying for. So let me do that. I'll give you another quick shot afterwards. All right, so here's another one. And it's best to do it with water in there, obviously. So if you watch it, see the water go? It doesn't take a lot, but see that now? It's flowing both ways because it's pitched away from the house and it's pitched out. So that's running the way it should. Let's see how we are in here. See, here's another one. Goes. 20 more to go. All right, so I just made my beginning narration 4 days after everything is done. So this is dried. This is dried pretty nicely. It's still not completely 100% dry, as you can see, but for the most part looks a lot better than it did when I did my ending narration, and I showed you how I cleared out the joints and all that, so you can see it doesn't look too bad. And so this is what I did. I couldn't wait. I'm not building the wall, but I took a little bit of time, so nothing is mortared there, or so I've got 2 tiers stone. That works well because we already got a big rain and nothing ran out of that. I did a rough grade. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to build a wall on this side. I got this filled in with regular topsoil so that we can plant at some point. And I rough graded quickly here. You know, we had that big pile that I dug up, and just wanted to try to get it so when the grass starts growing again, I am going to lower this down a little bit, but I don't really want to do anything until I do the wall, because I don't want to dig it up again and mess up what I've done. So I think this looks pretty good. Looking at it from this way, that looks pretty good. Like I said, we're not 100% sure on that color. I didn't put any sealer on it, so in case I want to stain it different. We were thinking of black, kind of to match the black trim. We wanted it to be different than the wood, so that it didn't want it to blend in with that, but wanted it to be matched. So that's why I wanted it to look like wood, but I didn't want it to be the same color. So there you have it. And what I am going to do, I've got to go get some loads of stone. I've got a little bit left, but I am going to, because eventually, to where, if you can see where the leaf blower is by the bridge over there, this is going to be concrete as well, kind of arched around, and not over the bridge because of the pipe, but up to it. But for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the grass. I started to do it. I'm going to get all the grass out. I'm going to roll it, compact it all, and then I am going to put some of this 57 stone over the top of that and compact that. So that would need to be under the concrete anyway, and at least in the meantime I won't have mud and grass and all that, so I've got to do the same thing here. So that's about it. So I guess that's the end of the bonus. Thanks for sticking around until then.